Oh my god. Okay. Washington DC. Seems like it's going to be tough here. Why is somebody controlling the traffic? I don't know. I don't see school, I don't see anything, but it seems like somebody's controlling traffic. I mean, there's people passing by it's crazy. There's a school. Yeah, there's a school nearby that I cannot see. There's a school somewhere there. There's a school on that side I didn't see. Now my camera, my battery is really dying out. Not the battery is okay, but my memory is actually getting full. I have 10% remaining. I have 25 minutes remaining, so I'm gonna have to reuse these minutes until the end. So I'm gonna read what it says exactly, because I don't want to misrepresent what the White House says when I get sued for defamation. And this is what it says here: strengthening national security through common sense restrictions based on the data. Today, President Donald Trump signed a proclamation expanding and strengthening entry restrictions on nationals from countries with demonstrated persistent and severe deficiencies in screening, vetting, and information sharing to protect the nation from national security and public safety threats. So basically saying that the nations that are sending people to the US are not doing enough to screen out people who are coming in here. That's the main thing here. Then it continues to say, the proclamation continues the full restrictions and the entry limitations of nationals from the origin 12 high-risk countries established under Proclamation 10-10949. So when you are reading a proclamation or any law, don't speak like Dora, like 1049, whatever. Just say by number 0949. Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, Republic of the Congo. So there is the Republic of the Congo and the Democratic Republic of Congo. So those are two different countries. Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. So these countries that are 12 are known to be high-risk countries because they don't have a very measurable restrictions when it comes to screening. They don't screen their candidates who come to the United States. It continues, it adds a full restrictions and entry limitations on 5 additional countries based on recent analysis. And that includes Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, South Sudan, and Syria. Okay, so those countries are also banned. Then another one is, it also adds a full restrictions and the entry limitations on individuals holding Palestinian Authority issued travel documents. So if you are from Palestine and their documentation comes from Palestine, you are also banned from coming to the United States. It imposes a full restrictions and the entry limitations on 2 countries that were previously subject to partial restrictions, which include Laos and Sierra Leone. So I think Laos is in Asia and Sierra Leone is in Africa. The proclamation continues the partial restrictions of nationals from 4 of 7. So I gotta drive forward. I need to stop here and keep going. Now this seems easy. Now it's time to go. Oh no. Okay, so I gotta wait here as I'm turning left. Okay, so continue reading. The proclamation continues partial restrictions of nationals from 4 of 5 original high-risk countries that include Burundi, which is part of East Africa, Cuba, which is South America, Togo, which is in Africa, and Venezuela, which is South America. By the way, US is actually invading Venezuela because Turkmenistan, I don't know if I pronounced that name correctly, Turkmenistan has engaged productively with the United States and demonstrated a significant progress since the previous proclamation. This new proclamation lifts the ban on its non-immigrant visas while maintaining the suspension of entry for Turkmen nationals as immigrants. So Turkmen is not the same thing as Turkish, I believe. It adds partial restrictions and entry limitations on 15 additional countries, which includes Angola, Antigua and Bermuda, Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, Dominica, Gabon, the Gambia, Malawi, Mauritania, Nigeria, Senegal, Tanzania, which is part of East Africa, surprised, right? Tonga, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. I don't know what the Tanzania do to be restricted on this. Actually, I have no clue. The proclamation includes exemptions for lawful permanent residents, existing visa holders, certain visa. Yeah, I gotta go. Anyway, so the proclamation also includes exemptions. So if you're exempt, like before you were exempt, if you had permanent visa holder, if you had, you know, whatever I don't know, those documents that has to travel, this also restricts you. So if you're permanent, if you are a permanent resident, a visa holder, and other visa categories, you're also banned from coming to the United States. So if you travel to Burundi, for example, and you have a green card, US green card, you will have to go to another country, I believe, like Rwanda or Uganda, which is not banned, or Kenya, which is not banned. Then you can travel to the United States through that way. Like visa categories are like athletes and diplomats and individuals whose entries have US national interest. Oh, actually, it's other people. If you have this, if you have a green card, visa holder, and you are also a diplomat or you are an athlete, you're exempt to come to the United States. So you are actually fine to come here. This comes before the World Cup kicks in. So I don't know how that's gonna work. But I don't think US cares about World Cup anyway. Like we have NFL, which generates more money than World Cup, you know. And the US, to come to the US for World Cup is like really expensive, to the point where it's not really like, it's not worth it for somebody from like Ghana to travel here for World Cup, you know, because you are giving money into money, you know. So this doesn't really hurt the United States. Doesn't change the fact that it's gonna keep being expensive place. So the time is really running out, so I gotta catch up as I enter to the tunnel. This is my favorite tunnel over here. And also deal with traffic. Traffic is gonna be really bad in the coming in a few minutes from now. Anyways, so these countries that are banned, I really feel bad. I don't know, there's no like strict reasons behind why Burundi and Burundi and Tanzania were banned. Previously Tanzania had a good relationship with Trump, but you know, and but we don't see why. Like, there's no reason why he was banned, because you don't see DRC in there either. So it's fascinating that these countries were banned. Also, you don't see countries like Libya in there. There's no Like, I don't know what's going on in Mauritania that had them banned. Yeah, pretty fascinating, right? Very, very fascinating. That was a huge break. What the hell? What's going on? That was unexpected break. Did you see that? I'm gonna watch this video back and be like, whoa, I almost hit the vehicle with Alexandria Pest Service Inc. And yeah, you can call them at 073-923-0925. or go to their website at www.alexandriapestservices.com. Okay, support them, call them to your house, have them kill all your pests. Okay, let them kill the roaches. All right, give them service, give them some money, give them some businesses. Call them at 073-923-0925 and have them do service for you. And this guy is cutting me off, and he has his vehicle says, "Believe in Jesus Lord Christ." So I need to sneak in here. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. There we go. Checks out. Thank you. Exchange. So as my battery is as my memory is slowly declining in my phone, not in my brain, my phone, I need to finish this proclamation faster so I can turn the camera off. Then I'll turn the camera on back again once I am on the, but before that I need to change the lane one more time. So I'm gonna sneak in here again. Sneak behind the Jeep Wrangler NSHSS Scorer. I don't know what the fuck that means, from Georgia. But anyways, let me finish this, all right, before I end this video. I gotta finish this. The proclamation narrows broad family-based immigrants, visa curves. Okay, I'm sure I don't hit somebody while I'm reading on the bottom. Visa curves. So I need to be here. I need to be in the middle here so I can stay comfortable. Okay, so here comes the proclamation narrows broad family-based immigrants. The person is standing. Immigrants visa curve cuts that carry demonstrated fraud risk while preserving case by case waivers. I don't know what that means. Securing our borders and interests. The restrictions and the limitations imposed by the proclamation are necessary to prevent the entry of foreign nationals. Okay, reading as I drive, about whom the United States lacks sufficient information to assess the risks they pose. Okay, so if they can't assess the risks they pose, what are the risks they pose? Usually it's things like, is this person have mental issues? Is this person was involved in a gang? Is this person was involved in drug dealing? Is this person ever worked with terrorist groups? Is this person sent by Russian mafias? Is this person part of the agenda that could harm the country? But there are other things though, like Israel, for example. There are people in Africa who support Israel, and those could also be seen as national security. You know, they don't like the United States, regardless. In America, we have pro-Palestinian people, right? But they don't plan on harming the United States. It's the opposite from other people from other countries who are pro-Palestine, and they would love to harm the United States if they had a chance. So those things can be, doesn't have to be confused with the two. So continuing, the duty of the president to take actions. It's the duty of the president to take actions to ensure that those seeking to enter our country will not harm the American people. Okay. This statement sort of it makes sense to me, and I think it's a good thing. But I wish that countries in Africa do the same thing. Like in African countries, it is zero careful on who comes in, who comes out. You know, like they don't care. You know, the traffic here is opening up, and we are just like always sprinting. We are sprinting, hitting the gas. Let's go. Stay in the right. I gotta catch up, buddy. Traffic is low. There's a police. Did you see the police? They didn't see me. Whoa! The cops were like, I can't see you. But they weren't putting me over because I just slowed down real quick, and I wasn't speeding as much. But yeah, police in Virginia, they don't pray. They'll give you a ticket. So I have 10 minutes of recording, and I'm going to read the whole entire proclamation, and I'll be right back. But before I go, check out the beautiful Pentagon. Pentagonia. Okay, you cannot tell it's the Pentagon building because one side is equal to the length of a football field. Just one side. That's how big it is, and I'm in a huge distance. It looks smaller, but it's actually bigger. You can visit Pentagon, but you have to schedule, and you have to go through screenings before you can visit Pentagon. So the traffic is clear off, which is wonderful. I love it. I'm enjoying it, and I'm absolutely happy for it. But it's gonna be traffic again ahead of time, like you can see here. Traffic is gonna pile up again, making it, because there's the cars coming in. This place, so you remember, there's a building here. The building now is coming up. I don't know what they are building here, but I'm pretty sure it's like a random office, maybe a random stuff, which I have no idea what it is. But so I mentioned this yesterday in my other video. When you become a president in the United States, American president has all the data, has all the information you can think of, even the insects. They know how many insects, like Trump knows how many insects are in the United States. Trump knows how many inches of how many gallons of water we have in the United States. He knows how many fingers Americans have. If somebody loses a finger, goes to the hospital, and the finger gets cut off, it's posted in the database. In Africa, leaders don't even know, like, who came in the country, who didn't come to the country. They have no clue, like, they don't have the data. No, like it sounds bad when I say this, because I know that some people in Africa, some government will misuse the data to do bad things, like kill people. Similar in USA. In USA, the access to the data means that you are at risk of getting killed. Okay, so for instance, if people like MLK Jr., people like JFK president, people like Malcolm X, right? They were killed by CIA. Okay, they were not killed by accident, because the government thought they were a threat to the government. So by sending out an investigation to see who's motivating them, who's behind their motives, their push, right? And a lot of these leaders were motivated by the communists. There is no question about it. Okay, there's no question about it. We can talk about how they were advocating for people, for our black people. We can talk about how they were, very Christian, whatever that is, whatever BS you come up with. These people were motivated by the communist and socialism of the Russia, the USSR. Okay, so killing them was the main possible solution that the government would come up with. So when you have the data of people, the government has the possibility of pretty much killing somebody if they want to, and that person will vanish from the thin air. And that's what the CIA does. They just assassinate people if they think that people are threat to the government. Let me rephrase this again. These people, MLK Jr., right? Martin Luther King Jr., the Jeff Kennedy, the people of Malcolm X, they were killed by no one else, by the CIA. You just shoot them. Okay, because that's simple. Because they have all the information, they have the data, they know what they eat, they know what they sleep, they know their weight, they know their height, they know what they like, they know, like, they have all the information, they have all the data, right? So it's easy to kill you. So yes, when I say we need the data from Africa, I understand that people may not trust the government, and it is true. When the government has the data, they can do anything they want. So you cannot really, which is something that is very, very something to consider. So anyways, but at the same time, we gotta know that the US president needs every single information. American president has all information, and not only that, he knows also your country. If you live outside the United States, US has intelligences that goes in every single every single country, and then they know the presidents for that country, what they sleep, what they eat, what they think, what they say, how they breathe. They know all the information. They can kill them if they want at any moment. They can assassinate them if they want. So yes, there's a risky, but at the end of the day, we cannot progress if you don't have the data. We cannot progress if you don't have information. There's something to give up at the end of the day. So I'm gonna end the video here. There's traffic, and I have 4 minutes to record, and I'm gonna record at the end of the end of my journey. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I will see you in a few minutes. Otherwise, if your country is affected, just know that it happens. Okay, if the CIA says these people from this country are not giving enough information, and they're going to pose a risk to this country, then the president has the right to say, I don't need these people. Okay, so that's no. Thank you. I will see you in a few minutes. I am back with the video again. Traffic wasn't too bad actually. It saves me time. The traffic is moving as normal. The price went up, so this is $3, and that is $6.75 and $7.10. So the price has gone up for the express lanes. So yes, they do this all the time. But I'm about to turn. But here there's a traffic here, which I'm not sure why, but I would presume that the traffic is caused by the vehicles sort of emerging from the other side. So as I was driving, when my camera was off, I reviewed the proclamation again, and on the bottom of the page, it gives the reasons why these countries were banned. There's a lot of reasons. Each country is listed on there, and each country has the reason why it was banned, and then it has some kind of like what you should do. On who's calling me right now? What you should do to eliminate, to sort of like win back that relationship, right? So what can countries actually do to win that relationship? So tomorrow I'm gonna make another video detailing those reasons one by one. The media doesn't do this, and yes, when I say the media, I'm really being honest that I am getting this information from the White House on the actual website. And if possible, I might put the website in a link, so to showcase what I'm talking about, so people can check it out. So hopefully, if I remember when I'm uploading, I might put the link into the channel. So there's a traffic here, as you can see, is stretching way a few miles from here. But for me, I'll be turning anytime soon, so I don't have anything to worry about it. I have 2 minutes to record, so within these 2 minutes, I'm just gonna make a few comments here about this band. The main purpose of this video is to showcase Virginia, but also to tell you that many countries were banned from coming to the United States, but the exemptions are made for people who have a green card, visa, existing visa, as well as the the diplomats and athletics, because we have World Cup coming up. We also have the citing reasons for banning these countries as to being the national security, protecting the American people. And according to the website, it says that these nations or these countries do not put much effort in screening their candidates, screening their people who are coming to the United States. Other than that, thanks for watching. Like always, stay safe, stay curious, and thanks for watching. Bye bye, ciao ciao, adios.